Budget cuts continue at NBC News. I knew they were slashing the budget. I knew they were asking people like Rachel Maddow to accept massive decreases in woke welfare. I even heard about the choice that they gave the wicked weave Joy Reid. It was a simple choice, very easy to understand. Our bundle of joy. She could either accept a substantial decrease in woke welfare, or she could take her climate-friendly broom and fly home. Considering the fact that the broom is generously provided by MSNBC as part of her contract, that leaves Joy Reid with the other climate-friendly option for transportation home: feet. I knew there was going to be changes at NBC News, but I wasn't expecting those changes to involve Charles Todd, better known to friends and family as Chuck. To be honest with you, I forgot that Todd Charles was still working at MSNBC. Been quite a while since his condescension has graced our television screens. You know, anytime major corporations have budget cuts or layoffs, there's always certain people that other people think are safe. 2 years ago, no one could imagine Fox News firing Tucker Carlson. For years, Tucker Carlson, he was the #1 host in primetime cable news. And second place wasn't even close. This dude was a magnet for controversy. Every morning, it seemed like Tucker Carlson was the leading headline throughout the mainstream media. And unlike Donnie Lemon, Tucker knew how to turn that controversy into ratings. His final few months at Fox News, he was averaging over 3 million viewers. Outside of the NFL, Tucker Carlson had the #1 show on television. But as big of a star as he was, or is, Tucker Carlson was not immune from getting fired. It was the same with Bill O'Reilly before him, and it would be the same if Sean Hannity was fired. There might be a decrease in the ratings to begin with, but eventually Fox would recover, because it is very rare that a star becomes bigger than the platform, even when that star is a superstar. There's only a handful of people who can't be replaced. Howard Stern's been off terrestrial radio for 20 years now. They still haven't replaced him. Rush Limbaugh passed away a few years ago. He will never be replaced. Think they gave his show to Clay Travis and Buck Sexton? Even though they do a good job, they're not capable of replacing Rush Limbaugh. It is incredibly rare for someone to be irreplaceable. Unfortunately for Charles Todd, he was easy to replace. But 18 months ago, NBC announced that Charles would be stepping down as host of Meet the Press. Now, at the time, they claimed Todd was stepping down to spend more time with his family and focus on bigger projects. Well, Casey, what bigger projects? No one knows because, to my knowledge, they don't exist. Since stepping away from Meet the Press in June of 2023, Chuck Todd has barely been seen on television, and now he may never be seen on television again. He damn sure won't be seen on NBC or MSNBC because it was announced earlier this morning Charles plans to leave the network. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Let's get to the sponsor for today's video, my good friends at Sugar Mountain Trading. I can actually smell the CBD oil from Sugar Mountain on my hands right now because I just put some on my wife's back before recording this video. But are you struggling with back problems? Do you deal with minor aches and pains throughout your day and you don't want to go to the doctor because all the doctor's going to do is find something else wrong with you? Or even worse, prescribe addictive medication that you just don't want to take. Me personally, I hate going to the doctor. So does my wife, who actually deals with back pain, which is why she started using CBD lotions and oils from Sugar Mountain Trading. No, it ain't THC, not gonna make you fail a drug test. These CBD lotions and oils, they are designed for rapid pain relief. My wife deals with nagging back pain from time to time. We've tried over-the-counter stuff. We've tried the chiropractor. Nothing works. Within 5 minutes of me applying CBD lotion from Sugar Mountain Trading, my wife's pain it's gone. It is damn near magical. My wife keeps a bottle with her at all times. Sugar Mountain Trading also offers CBD bar soap that will keep you pain-free and smelling fresh at the same time. The CBD bar soap comes in a variety of scents ranging from lavender to cherry almond. All CBD products offered at Sugar Mountain Trading, 100% natural, 100% free of THC. So click the link in the description below. Use my promo code BTL20, BTL20. Save 20% off your first purchase with Sugar Mountain Trading. Headline at the New York Post: Chuck Todd plans to leave NBC when his contract is up later this year. When I saw this headline this morning, my first question was why? For the past 18 months, Charles has had one of the best jobs in America. The only person who's had it better is Zion Williamson, because for the past 18 months, NBC News has essentially been paying Charles to not be on TV. Now, I know why NBC wants to part ways with Chucky. It'll save them $4 million a year. I'm sure they'll make it seem amicable. And look, maybe it is. But if Chuck Todd provided value to MSNBC, if Chuck Todd provided value to NBC, they would find a way to keep him. Since they are already trimming the budget and since Charles has been useless for the past 18 months on television, this is an easy decision for NBC. But why would Chuck Todd be willing to walk away? This dude has been in the media for 30 years. He has been with MSNBC and NBC since 2007. Chuck Todd is a respected figure in the mainstream. He's only 52 years old, so why would he be willing to leave? Where is he going to go? According to the New York Post, Charles has been meeting with Washington-based media organizations to discuss opportunities once he leaves NBC. But it was the next part that caught my attention. The Post claimed that Chuck Todd was potentially looking for opportunities in broadcast media, which I assume would be similar to what he is leaving now at NBC. But he's also looking for opportunities in digital media. If I had to guess, Chuck Todd will be choosing the latter. By this time next year, I would imagine that Chuck Todd will be launching his own digital media company. Hey, it's me, Chuck T. Check out my new digital media company, What's My Name, Inc. Is it Chuck or is it Todd? Or could it be both? There's only one way to find out. Watch the new and improved Chuck Todd only on YouTube. We are starting to see this with more regularity and with varying degrees of success, or in some cases, huge embarrassing failure. We're seeing more and more people abandoning the mainstream media to start their own platforms. After many years of embarrassing failure at ESPN and HBO, Bomani Jones, he became a failure on YouTube. When Skip Bayless left FS1, or was fired, depending on how you look at it, when Skippy left FS1, he claimed that he wanted to focus on building his brand digitally. Don Lemon, he has been far more successful on YouTube than he was during his final years at the Cemetery News Network. But even with that being the case, Donnie Lemon is making significantly less money. That doesn't mean that will always be the case, but it's definitely the case right now. So why are so many of these people, with Chuck Todd potentially included, why are so many of these people willing to abandon the mainstream media to launch their own digital platforms? Maybe, just maybe, they know this is the future. Maybe they also know this is where you have the most influence. Think about it. Don Lemon has far more influence today than he did during his final years at CNN. Even though his YouTube audience might be smaller, well, that's definitely not true. CNN counts their audience by the dozens, but even if that wasn't the case, even if Donnie's audience was smaller on YouTube, his audience would be, or his influence would be more significant. Why? Because the people watching Don Lemon on YouTube, They are watching specifically for Donnie. When he was at CNN, people were watching Donnie because it just happened to be his turn. Think about where you get most of your news. I have people reach out to me every day saying that I am their primary source of news, which is scary because I'm a dumbass. But even with that being the case, most of this audience, they are getting their news from me instead of MSNBC or CNN or even Fox News. I think these people in the mainstream, I think they are figuring out that this is the future. Hell, it's not even the future, it's the present. With most of them, I think the only reason they're holding on to their mainstream jobs, the money. Problem is, networks like CNN, MSNBC, they're bleeding money. They're cutting pay. They're potentially having layoffs. That's why I think it's so interesting to see what's going to happen between Stephen A. Smith and ESPN. The only reason that I think Stephen A. would stay at ESPN, the money. He doesn't need their platform, he's got his own. And he has a hell of a lot more freedom on his own platform. These major deals like Rachel Maddow making $25 million a year or Stephen A. demanding the same to remain at ESPN, I think we could be reaching a point where those deals are going to be a thing of the past. Not only can the networks not justify the expense, most of the talent, they can't deliver the ratings. The media is changing, and I think the election was the wake-up call. I think the election was the first time the mainstream realized we no longer have the influence that we used to have. But anyway, give me your thoughts. Chuck Todd, who has been with NBC and MSNBC since 2007, he is reportedly leaving the network, which means the budget cuts continue. Who's next? Joy Reid? Could the exorbitant salary of Rachel Maddow be at further risk? Do you think more and more of these people in the mainstream are looking to build their platforms digitally? Let me know. Sound off in the comments below. Best way to contact me is through email, btlkc84@gmail.com. I'll see you guys tomorrow.